singing peace, peace, peace. I say peace, peace, peace.
In store, love is the drug and I need the score. Showing up, hit and run. Boy meets girl where the beat goes on. Stitched up tight, can't shake free. Love is the drug, got a hook on me. Oh, catch that buzz. Love is the drug I'm thinking of. Oh, can't you see? Love is the drug for me. I park my car, stake my place in the singles bar. Face to face, toe to toe, heart to heart as we hit the floor. Lumber up, limbo down, the locked embrace, stumble around. I say go, she say yes. Dim the lights, you can guess the rest. Oh, catch that buzz. Love is the drug I'm thinking of. Oh, can't you see? Love is a drug, got a hook in me. Oh, get that buzz. Love is the drug I'm thinking of. Oh, can't you see? Love is the drug for me.
that was Brian Ferry, Roxy Music. Love is a drug. Love really is a drug.
It is. It can be. It can definitely make you feel like you're high or low.
How about you, Christina's?
Christina's?
Do you believe love is a drug?
No. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, because you don't see clear. Clearly.
Yeah. It's true.
And speaking of love, wow, that was awesome. Hey, by the way, line up a really good reggaeton song to play next.
So many. She's letting us play today.
Speaking of love, in Barcelona, there's going to be an election for a new mayor in a few months.
Yeah.
Who's your pick, Danny?
Ada Colau.
You're the book for Ada Colau. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's. I don't really know much about what they do or what
they do
or what her position is in the Catalan government. But no, I know she's the mayor of Barcelona. But and I've read a couple of articles that were like really glowing about her, and I was like, oh, cool. It sounds like she's doing good stuff.
I'd say I like her.
Okay,
but maybe she's not a good manager. But maybe it's hard to be a good manager when you're trying to kind of please everybody. But I understand a lot of people don't like her because, for example, independence people don't like her. Not all, of course. Some don't like her because they think she's not been friendly enough for independence. The Spanish side don't like her because they think she's been too friendly to independence. All the big lobbies for the hotels and for business don't like her because they think she's too anti-business.
Oh yeah,
and
I thought she put a stop. She put a stop on the hotels
so
and
I think,
stuff like that in Barcelona.
And I think on top of that, she's not really she's not trained to be a manager. You have to be a manager to be a mayor sometimes.
Right. Well, I see our guest rubbing his hands together with excitement because he wants to get in on this. So tell us, Andreu, what do you think about Colau?
For me, I mean, the problem is not that she's not independentist. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I'm a little bit disappointed with Ada Colau because she's not being assertive enough. Okay. I mean, this city has a lot of problems. Among rich and poor, and those problems have not been addressed, in my humble point of view. Now, with that said, I think she was an amazing social activist, and maybe what happened to her is what happened to other social activists. Is when you enter the machine eats you up. Maybe the housing problem in Barcelona would be much better and almost solved if instead of having Ada Colau as a mayor, we would have other mayors, and Ada Colau, as she was a very strong social activist, pushing for the agenda. Once she is in power, maybe the power is too, I don't know, once you are in the machinery,
you're compromised.
Yes, man. But I have to admit, the day she was elected, I never voted for her, but I was so happy. Barcelona is a 2,000 years old city. For the first time, there was a woman in power. That for me was history. Now, 4 years later, I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed.
I think it's safe to say she might have a problem being reelected. Who are the people that are running, the main people that are running?
That's going to be a very interesting election because it's not just Ada Colau. The other guy is going to be Ernest Maragall. Okay, if you say Maragall, you say Barcelona. Okay, it's the family that run this city for years. His brother was the mayor of town during the Olympic Games. Himself is the man that knows the city.
And is a visionary looking forward. I mean, he wanted to bring it globally here. He wanted this progressive things. He was very smart.
Problem of Ernest Maragall, it's 75. He's 75 years old. Okay. Then the third is a former French prime minister, Manuel Valls.
That's just funny.
Finally, there's the coup, the radical left. They've just presented the new runner. It's going to be Ana Saliente. Here, the important thing is she's a member of this radical anti-capitalist movement, but not just that. She's, for instance, a member of, I don't remember the name now, but she proposed that prostitution should be treated as a job. You should not fight prostitution. You should say, if you are a woman and you want to be a prostitute, be a prostitute, but we should have laws and regulations.
Kind of like they do in Seattle and in USA, in Seattle and San Francisco.
Is this true?
Kind of like they do in Amsterdam. No?
Okay.
The red light district.
And in some cities in the USA, they did like San Francisco had they like made a union for workers. And they had to pay for the health care.
Okay.
Well, Raval was kind of like that for a long time, no?
Ada Colau.
No, Raval. Yeah, it was kind of like the red light district.
Yeah,
of
but I think you have a lot
Barcelona.
of-
But it was not legal. It was
never legal?
illegal. Okay, you would pretend that nothing
Right,
happened down there,
right?
but it was not pushing for the legal.
And there was nobody watching over them,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, the other runner is going to be Kim Thorne. Kim Thorne is one of the political prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and the second in command, it's not obviously Kim Thorne. In case he wins, he's not going to be the mayor.
Mm.
So who would be the mayor in this case would be Elsa Artadi. Elsa Artadi
Elsa.
right now, it's not official, but everybody assumed that's going to be
Now,
the case.
I've been saying for like the last year since I got introduced to Elsa that she should be the president of Catalonia because I think she's very marketable. Only speaking of marketing, she went to Harvard. She speaks English very well. She
Yes.
can communicate what's going on to the outside world. I think she's a good speaker.
Yeah.
And she's a woman. I think it would be the perfect person to kind of get in there and shake things up.
So at the
You
end of the
agree?
day,
You agree with Mark or no?
yes, some people are going to vote for those reasons.
Okay.
There- Some people say, "Oh, well, she's been in Harvard. That's enough for me."
Right.
And I think she's a very smart woman.
Yeah.
I think she's a very smart woman. But some other people are going to vote for the political prisoner.
Yeah.
They're going to vote for this party not because of her, but because of Kim Thorne. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're going to be touched by the emotional side of the whole thing. Because at the end of the day, if they win,
Yeah.
the reality, the mayor of Barcelona would be a political prisoner.
How many of those are independentistas then?
Okay. El Sartadi, 1. Ernest Maragall, 2.
Ah, he's also.
The anti-capitalist, 3. And then there's a 4th party
Uh-huh.
that's the young generation. Jordi Graupera, a philosopher.
Okay.
Okay. And he's trying to make a new party there.
Mm.
That win
Oh, yeah.
4 independentist parties.
Right.
On the other side,
Yeah.
there's going to be Ciudadanos.
Okay.
There's going to be PP, Partido Popular.
Right.
There's going to be PSOE.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be Vox.
Ah, Vox is anti-independent, but
So it's going to be 4 and 4. That
Fascist.
means 8. That means that Catalans are turning into Israelis. Israel with so many
Yeah.
small parties.
But
Yeah,
is that a problem when everything is so fragmented? I mean,
I'm thinking of Life of Brian.
Yes, the National Front. I'm the Front National.
Exactly.
because to like sometimes I wonder if the independent side is not too fragmented that it causes themselves problems.
Okay, look. If you look at the data, when the independentists split into several parties, they got more votes. 1, 2. The party that advocate for unity, we should not go split into several. We should go united. This is the party that wins. So it's a kind of paradox. You get more votes,
Yeah.
but the party that wins is the party that is advocating for unity instead of being a split. But this is true. 4 years ago or 3 years ago, they merged into a big coalition. Remember,
Yeah.
Junts per Catalunya?
Yeah.
They got less votes than years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a paradox.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like,
Okay.
what do you predict for this mayoral race?
Whoa, no idea.
No
Because with so many parties, with maybe a low turnout, I would like to remember that Ada Colau became a mayor when half of the people never went to vote.
Yeah.
50% of voters never show up.
Yeah.
So that means that she got elected with 15% of the census.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's with just a few votes, you might become a mayor.
Yeah.
Now, that could be the case because there's a law, and that's important to know. There's a Spanish law that we have to follow that says if no one is able to reach an absolute majority, either by himself or merging into a coalition,
Mhm.
if that's the case, the mayor is going to be whoever gets more votes, the first. And that's the case of Ada Colau. Ada Colau is a mayor, I'm sorry about that, with
problem.
just 11 seats out of 42, I think it's
Mhm.
11.
Wow.
Mhm.
Why? Because she was the first party.
Yeah.
She became the mayor because she had 11 seats. The second was Elsa Artadi party with 10. That means that it's very not easy to predict the mayor
Yeah.
because maybe a small party becomes the mayor of this town.
So it could be anybody.
Could be you.
Maybe I'll run for
You
mayor.
should. You should.
El Gringo Poco Loco.
There you go. That's your campaign
Wait, but
slogan.
how you say it in Catalan? El Gringo Poco Loco.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
El gringo una mica boig.
Una mica boig.
That sounds better.
Una mica
It sounds
boig.
better. I'm not saying it. But okay.
I mean, how important is the mayor? in terms of the politics of Catalonia and all of that? How important is the mayor of Barcelona?
Okay. Here we have three levels of power: the Spanish level, Catalan level, and local level. The local level here is quite important.
Okay.
Historically, the Catalan level was on the nationalist side, the pro-independentist, and the local level was on the Spanish side, so to speak. And it was a kind of a counterbalance.
Right.
Okay, that's in the symbolic sphere.
Mm-hmm.
On practical levels, if you want to fight against housing, you're gonna need a state law. Okay, we are depending a lot on Madrid, but a lot. Ada Colau, he was a social activist against the gentrification and mortgage of people paying for the houses. She's unable to change the city because she depends on state laws. Okay. Now she's pushing Pedro Sánchez government to change the law in Madrid. But the fact is that Catalan level and local level, we are very dependent on Madrid. Much more dependent that California depends on Washington, New York depends on yes.
Yes. The states in the U.S. have much more power than here.
Yeah,
much more power because in the U.S. you can, but there's always fighting. Like for example, with marijuana,
for instance,
California said, okay, marijuana is not criminalized.
Yes,
and then the federal government says, no, you're wrong.
I've been driving, for instance, in several states in America. In one state, you could make a right without waiting for the red light. That kind of thing here would be impossible.
Yeah.
Well, let's come back and speak to something dear to my heart: fake news.
Okay.
Fake news. But let's hear a song maybe before that to get us inspired to talking about things that are not real.
Okay. Do you have a song in mind?
Yeah, I think I have a song in mind.
Yeah.
You don't.
I think the Christina's are going to pick a song.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys, we were going to listen to you.
Yeah,
maybe at the end. Maybe
let's go out.
We're going to save it.
Yeah,
we're going to save it till the end of the show. So what are we going to listen to now, Christina?
Wait,
Christina.
Is it reggaeton?
No, not. That's at the end of the show.
Sissy Strut.
Sissy Strut, I think, is a pretty cool song.
Good song.
The meters are really cool. This is Barcelona City FM 107.3 Coyote
and the Lab.
Yes, we'll be right back with our guest,
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. 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 Aha. Was ist los mit dir, mein Schatz? Aha. Geht es immer nur bergab? Aha. Geht nur das, was du verstehst? Aha. This is what you got to know. Love you though it didn't show. Ich lieb dich nicht, du liebst mich nicht. 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 Da, da, da. 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 Ich lieb dich nicht, du liebst mich nicht. Da, da, da. Ich lieb dich nicht, du liebst mich nicht. Da, da, da. Ich lieb dich nicht, du liebst mich nicht. Da, da, da. Ich lieb dich nicht, du liebst mich nicht. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Aha. 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 So, du denkst, es ist zu spät. Aha. Und du meinst, dass nichts mehr geht. Aha. Und die Sonne wandert schnell. Aha. After all is said and done, it was right.
That
All
song
right.
reminds me of the time I found. Wait,
What did you find? Oh, you don't want to say.
Yeah, I can't say it.
Well, we're back. This is a Coyote in the Lip show, and
We're on Barcelona City FM 107.3.
that's good. Good job, Mark.
Hey, man,
Proud of you.
I'm trying.
So, did you have something you want to say to our guest right
Yeah,
now?
I wanted
Is
to
that
talk about this phenomena called fake news.
Oh,
Well, there's like one weird aspect was it kind of started on the right. A lot of people here don't know that, but it was sort of a conservative thing.
well, it's Fox.
No, but
The
this
original.
this thing of like labeling something fake news was a thing that Trump always did.
Right.
I think a lot of people here started calling everything fake news, and they didn't realize that the origins was sort of in a conservative way at the beginning,
Okay.
and now it's just become
Everything.
everything because everything is kind of fake.
Yeah.
What do you think about fake news, Danny? Do you think that everything is biased?
Yeah, and I think it always has been. I don't think we've actually ever really had real news. I think it's always been kind of fake. But you choose what you want and you go with that, and you can end up with a really nice world if you follow the right fake news. If you follow the wrong fake news, you can end up with a destroyed world. And
But I think a lot of news sources have either obvious backers or
Right.
obvious connections. I think, I'm sorry to say this, in Spain, the news is pretty bad.
it's pretty bad. Yeah.
I mean, in the U.S., there's a little bit of
Depends.
some things are a little bit more
Yellow
independent.
cake. The yellow cake.
But
New York
but
Times
but
scandal.
here I think for me, Mongolia is my favorite.
Okay.
Mongolia is awesome.
It's a satirical
But sometimes
magazine.
but same in USA because in
Sure. Satire is now the new.
because for
normal.
US,
Yeah.
they're like late night satirical shows, and
Yeah.
then the place we go for news because that's like the truest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that
for
you
he-
get comedy.
Yeah.
Here, people some people follow the news. Polonia, you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
TV
exactly.
it's the same
A
thing.
great one. Yeah.
And what do you think of like the Grand what's his name? Grand Wyoming. This guy.
The one on
That's kind of
La
mainstream
Sexta?
though.
It is mainstream. Yeah,
It's
I have
mainstream.
no TV at home. I
Ah, good,
have to
Well, that
confess.
show is not bad. That one with
It's-
him.
Yes.
Grand Wyoming. I thought it was pretty bad personally. I thought with the woman making little jokes.
It's very
and kinda-
old school. It's very like 80s or something. But I think
Yeah.
for it's there's much worse. I mean, it is Spanish television. There's a lot of bad stuff on it.
Careful, man. Our
Sorry, man.
guest
Well,
is
he's not
here.
Spanish. He got one.
Exactly.
Ah, okay.
No, but so what do you think about in Spain and fake news? And in Spain and Catalonia?
Well, I think if we are talking about fake news, it's because of Donald Trump, right?
Okay.
Donald Trump put that expression on the table, and now
Yeah.
everybody talks about fake news. But
Mm.
I would like, and how come he became so successful? Because it's based upon some truth.
Yeah.
When Donald Trump came across this expression, I would like to remember that in this country we started a war with the Americans and the British, saying that Iraq had
Mm.
guns, and
Mhm.
that was fake news.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so the problem is that
It even fooled me. Like I was actually in favor of the Iraq War in the beginning because I was like, well,
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
I couldn't imagine that they were lying to me. I was
Yeah, they were like unplugging the like incubators with the babies in the hospital. And stuff. But that was all fake.
yeah.
All-
but
was
the
fake.
problem for me, there is a big difference here. Back in the old days,
Mhm.
power
Mhm.
would try to sell you a lie. For instance,
Mhm.
in Iraq, there's a lot of guns.
Right.
And that was the idea,
Okay.
to try to convince you that there was massive destruction guns.
Mhm.
Okay. And they would show you maps and they
Mhm.
would show you pictures, and all of that was a lie.
Right.
That's not the case of Donald Trump.
Mhm.
Donald Trump is not trying to convince you that of a lie, a
Mhm.
specific lie.
Mhm.
He's trying to convince you all journalism
It's
is
lies.
fake.
Right.
And one day he says black, the other day he says white,
Mm.
and he's trying to convince you that the media
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
fake. And that's not trying to sell you a lie.
Right.
Okay. When I go to America, for instance, for me it's shocking. The first day I realized that watching Fox News, huge screen
Yeah.
on my father-in-law living room.
Yeah.
That screen is bigger than my
Is he pro-
living
is he-
room.
is he-
Okay.
Is he pro-Trump? Your
No,
father-in-law?
he's a Democrat.
Ah, good.
He's a Democrat. Anyway, on Fox News, that guy was talking about fake media and fake journalism.
Yeah.
I thought you were a journalist, brother, man.
Brother.
It's
man.
the big lie that Trump is trying to convince people that journalism
Mhm.
and journalists,
Mhm.
all of us, we are liars.
Except
and
Fox
that's
News.
different from the other guys
Yeah,
that
yeah,
were trying to sell you a specific lie.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And again, I think I mean Trump is successful because he's basing his lies upon some truths. For instance,
Yeah.
he's saying they are biased and journalists have an agenda and they are not neutral.
Mhm.
He's right.
true, yeah.
He's right. I mean, if this is a soccer game, we are one of the players.
Mm.
Years ago, we were pretending to be the guy broadcasting from on top of the stadium. No, man. I'm a player here in this field, and I'm
Right.
playing soccer
Right.
like the rest of politicians
Right.
and the rest of the people. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Now, Donald Trump for me is very dangerous because he's telling some truths in order to tell a big lie.
Yeah.
That's my thing and my fear of Donald Trump.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I would agree. Everyone has been discounting him as being a stupid, idiot, moron kind of guy, and
he
he's but he's playing this game that's it's a very simple game. It's not even complicated. It's a marketing type of thing,
Mm.
and he's playing it very well. Like he's really dividing the country.
Mm.
And really using these little simple games to play on social media where he gets starting tweets, and he doesn't even keep his story consistent. He lies
Exactly.
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter.
He likes to live in a mess.
Yeah, yeah,
One thing. The other is that, I mean, the wall, for instance, the wall between America and Mexico. Okay, who started the fucking wall?
yeah, yeah.
It was George Bush. Who made the longest part of the wall? Obama.
Yeah.
The wall is not a Trump idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So now here I'm accusing journalism of not doing the good job.
Yeah, yeah.
The wall, it was built by Barack Obama.
Yeah.
So who built the story? Donald Trump or the media? The story of
the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Who built the story?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah,
Good question.
Yeah,
How come
yeah.
we're buying the story?
exactly.
Well, because we thought Obama was cool, right?
Right.
And we thought that Obama was very lefty. No, he couldn't build a wall. Well, he was building a wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all about who,
Well, but
again,
the $5.6 billion that Trump was asking for the border security, I think that was extra. I don't think that was originally on the table.
no,
the
but
5.6
I don't
billion.
even think Trump cares about building the wall. It's just a marketing. It's something to
Sure.
sell to
Yes,
people.
sure.
He doesn't even care about a wall or
Yeah.
the money. It's just all about
He wants
dividing
a
people.
big, beautiful wall.
And then it costs money. It makes the Democrats fight him
And
about it.
Mexicans are gonna pay for it.
And a wheel. A wheel is older than a wall. Did you know that? Did you know that? I learned that the other day.
Why don't they
The
build like?
wheel is older than the wall. I had no idea. I had no idea.
And don't we have like lasers and stuff? They could just put like a laser wall. or something?
Yeah, they
I
could.
don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
they're really serious about, it, but they're not serious. It doesn't matter.
No,
they're
it
just, they're
doesn't
just
matter.
using it to
It doesn't matter.
move people and move voters to do certain things. It's like
Yeah, but I
issues.
think it's a losing fight. This one, the
Yeah.
wall. Yeah, I think most of the
But I think
people. I mean, I don't know what most of the people think because I can't even connect with them anymore. The other people, I don't know what they're thinking out there. But I think that it seems like most of the people are like tired of hearing about the wall.
But I think he's found a
government
new
shutdowns.
stupid thing, which is Venezuela. He's always going to have something.
Oh,
Well, he needs a
And
country.
He needs a country
bad
to
guy.
like bad guy, and now
Yeah.
it was North Korea and China, and now
right.
it's going to be Venezuela, and he's always just moving to a new product,
Mhm.
to sell his.
But
Or-
the Venezuela thing, it's kind of scary. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, very scary.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Maduro, okay, myself. I'm not a huge fan, but on this case, are you crazy? I mean, you only want the gas.
well, but the thing
No,
is,
and Maduro
it's-
said that's going to be your Vietnam,
yeah, well,
and it will be.
Hmm.
It will be his Vietnam if they send the troops.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
I
it's,
think-
and what's so crazy about it, it's so obvious this time. Like in the past, it was equally as bad, but it was like kind of hidden and done in this sort of like stealth ways.
Yeah.
And this is just like, okay, you're not the president, you're the president, and we're coming in and we're, it's
right.
just-
But the other
obvious
problem is
coup.
Putin has put himself on the side of Maduro.
Yeah.
Yes, and China.
and both of them have said to the U.S., "Don't get involved." That is,
As
if
a-
you're gonna, that's like
as
waving
they
a red.
should.
That's like you're waving a red flag at a bull.
but it's
Saying, Come on,
understandable,
don't
right?
get involved. Don't get involved. And then,
Yeah, because they wanted to. It's
Yeah.
all like, I think even past this trying to blame people, I think it's how humans behave. We get in groups, we have power. We're going to try to take the other person's stuff. It's always been that way throughout history, and it will continue to be that way. The big guy wants the little guy's stuff.
That's true, but it's also true the other side. Don't you agree? That we also, I mean, we do good as well. And I don't know, and we help each other as well.
well,
Don't you agree?
I don't
believe
help
in
anybody.
that.
Don't you agree with that?
I
No.
do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I think that the opposite direction of where we're going right now is the equitable redistribution of a lot of the wealth in the world. And I mean, I know I sound like a socialist because
But I
kind of
agree.
am.
Like, I think what you're talking about is what I agree, and what I'm sure you do is that power, when it's concentrated in a big area, is
Right.
going to be worse for everybody. And so this idea,
power when it's concentrated in
like
a
if you're
big area.
looking at like Spain, for example, it's concentrated all in Madrid, and you don't see what you get back from
Okay.
that centralized place. The same in California, how Californians hate Washington, D.C.
Mhm.
They hate paying the taxes. They say we don't get anything back. But if we're decentralized, if we had micronations,
That's the reason why I'm an independentist, because I want power to be closer to me. So
Exactly.
because
Mhm.
okay, you're gonna be my boss. I wanna know your address,
Exactly.
just in case.
exactly. And there's many people in the U.S. like you sound like a lot of people in the U.S. left and right,
Okay.
and myself who like believe that same thing. We want they want to see. Okay, wait, I'm paying my money where?
Yes.
Mhm.
If I have a problem, who do I speak to?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I
And
think.
it's a common. I think you're both right. It's a common human desire. This
Should we all become citizens of Lieberland?
our friends in
you know about
Lieberland.
Lieberland, right? We
I don't.
our show
our
is very
friends,
special
Lieberland.
friends of Lieberland.
What's
The,
Lieberland?
It's a
The
little
president of Lieberland.
it's a little block of territory that's not very big
Okay.
between Serbia and Croatia,
Yeah.
right? And it's on the river,
Okay.
the Volga, I think that's
and
the
it's
river.
a disputed territory.
It's disputed territory,
both
and
sides.
so that now there's this new movement called Lieberland,
Okay.
where you can become a citizen of this country called Lieberland, and they'll
Everything's
offer you-
placed on like blockchain and everything. But what they're trying to do and what they've done is there's like 4 or 5 other Libra lands now
Mhm.
in Africa and South America. They're into this idea of micronations.
Okay.
Micronations,
Okay.
smaller, where everyone has a say. It's more like democratic.
Micro like the Vatican. I mean, hundreds of
Well,
people, thousands of people.
That's a good.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
micronation. Okay. I'm sorry to say that.
The Vatican is,
Well,
is another.
I don't know. I don't know if it
Kids
would
are
solve
not
anything.
allowed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it would solve anything. I think it would just start a bunch of wars, micro
Yeah.
wars.
Well, let's take all the money out of the Vatican and put
Yeah,
it
I
towards all
think.
these nations.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
They've got
We gotta
so much
sorry,
stuff
we
in the
didn't take the money
Vatican.
out of the Vatican.
Yeah, it's all right. She already told us she's not Catholic
I can't
anymore.
understand why we don't just take that money. If we're gonna go steal someone's
Because they're a
money,
sovereign nation.
why not go there and take
Because
their
they're a
money?
sovereign nation, and you'll have half
We
the
need
world
to
turn
go
against
there.
you.
And they
I
have the
would-
Swiss guard.
I think that's the only
Right.
place I would support a war or intervention would be
Is the Vatican City?
Vatican City.
Yeah.
Really?
Go in there and take that money from those pedophiles.
Yeah, yeah.
Take it. Take
I'm
the
with
gold,
you, man.
all those secret books.
Yeah.
Imagine the cool tchotchkes they got, little
They've
things
got-
in their
But
house.
look at that. Do you know what's the big institution that has been? The church is not where you would find more pedophiles. You know
Uh-huh.
what's the big institution with much more pedophiles?
Where?
Families. And that's a fact. Brothers,
Yeah.
brothers-in-law, fathers.
Are the most
And
likely
that's for
to-
us.
Yeah.
I follow a woman on Twitter. It's Bellolit, and she opened my eyes. She said, she's a very leftish, so she's criticizing the church, but she says that's the easy way. The tough part is to confront your own father
Yeah.
and to face the facts. And it's insane for me that families, when they see a case of pedophile inside the family, you know what they do? They deny it.
Yeah.
They say the kid is wrong,
Mhm.
and they save the ass of the brother or the
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah.
That's for me the big problem.
Well, I
Now the easy path. Oh, the pedophiles in the church. Well, that's just 20% of the cases.
Yeah.
That woman opened my eyes. Really
Mm.
opened my eyes. I said, "Whoa, she's so right."
Yeah, I mean, I agree to a certain extent, but I also think that you're dealing with two different issues. One of them is pedophilia, which is this disease which we have to figure out and
Okay.
we have to come to terms with, and we have to figure out why
Voilà.
my mother's brother wants to, the things like that. And the other side of it is
It's the
the
views.
Catholic Church, which is an institution made to attract and hide
Yeah.
child fuckers, and
And
so-
money laundering.
And another
Yeah,
thing, and another thing for me is insane.
Yeah,
Someone in the church gets accused. Who judges this one?
Yeah.
The church.
the church.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, well, that's-
Why?
Yeah.
It's like the military.
Yeah.
The military judge the military. No. I want to be the judge here.
Right.
That's why we need artificial intelligence. I'm very.
To
I know.
rule
I,
everybody. Is this what
I'm-
we're going out on? We're going out on
yeah, because
artificial
I am
intelligence.
a proponent of
Okay,
that humans are not capable of dealing with this mess called humanity.
right.
We need artificial intelligence. We need the singularity to happen where computers and man
What do you think? What do you think, Andreu?
come together, because
think?
humans are we're a disaster, man.
Mm.
I'm a huge fan of robots. I'm
Oh.
a huge fan of robots.
Yeah,
I love it.
You-
I love robots.
robots,
Ro-
robots.
Oh,
Robot.
robots. I'm sorry.
It's okay,
couldn't-
it's okay.
Yeah. You like robots? Okay.
Yes, but
yeah.
I remember. I always have in mind the phrase of Stephen Hawking.
Okay.
The problem is not robots; it's
Uh-huh.
the owner of the robots.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
he would go. We need all of us to
Mhm.
have 6 or 7 robots
Mhm.
at home. Otherwise, it's going to be Google with 10,000 robots,
Right.
and we are going to have none.
Right.
And we are going to be fucked. Okay.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
need
Right.
robots as in the old days we had sheeps.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
So I would love to have my 6 or 7 robots working for myself. Otherwise, I'm going to be working for the robots of Google.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Sure.
See,
sure.
we humans just make a disaster. Even that, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got distracted when he mentioned sheep.
I no.
Just-
You got distracted because you thought he said he's a big fan of robots,
Instead of
like butts. He thought you said butts, and it's like, what's going on here?
Don't speak for me, man. Don't
Come
speak
on,
for
man.
me, Mark. Mark, do you want to do this right here?
Can we-
Do you want to throw down right here at this table?
Can we talk about something very interesting to me? Danny's gonna love this because I am a friend of the Jewish community, and I do have Jewish blood
Yeah.
from my grandmother's side,
I'm Jewish.
and I
by the way.
love.
My wife is Jewish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and I love the. I wish I was more Jewish. But I've always loved the Jewish family in America
Uh-huh.
and the like traditions and the comedy, the
Even-
sense of
Even
humor.
though we're so
The
annoying.
sense of humor, you're so
I
right.
love the sense of humor and the
Mhm.
way everyone. It's just I wish I was Jewish,
Mhm.
and you are 100%
Jewish,
Jewish,
grade A.
and you are
Well,
not.
I come from
No, I'm not.
Russia.
I'm sorry.
You
No,
are
my,
not.
no, my children are. My wife
Your
is.
children are your wife, but you're Catalan, so it's very similar.
Well, I wonder sometimes.
Well,
No,
let me
no.
tell you, we are told to be the Jewish of Spain.
yeah, I know
Right,
exactly.
right.
Exactly.
It's true. You
But
are
I also
Jews.
wonder sometimes if my Jews, because I'm Ashkenazi, so
Okay.
I come from Russia,
Okay.
where apparently a whole huge swath of the population converted en masse. I'm wondering sometimes if the Catalans,
Yes.
who aren't Jewish anymore, are
We're-
closer to Israel than my people and my bloodline.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder that a lot.
That's-
Anyway,
that's
Some
pretty-
some people say so. For
Right,
instance,
right.
the kind of thing that people say about Jews are said about Catalans. For instance,
Yeah.
money driven,
Yeah, yeah.
very smart,
Sure.
always helping each other,
Mhm,
intelligent, kind of closed minded.
sure. Yeah.
That's the thing that we are described as in Spain.
I live right next to Montjuic. Montjuic.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yes,
you live there too?
yes, I
Okay.
do,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do, I
yeah,
do.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, speaking of Jewish mountain, Montjuic,
yeah.
I think it's. Anyways, I love.
He has nothing to say about
I
it.
love the
Speaking
Jewish
of
people.
this,
No, because I wanted to ask him what it was like before you had a partner that was Jewish,
Okay.
and now if you see anything differently.
so he wants marriage advice, basically.
No. If he has a different, like because in Europe is still I think very anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish.
In certain
Okay.
areas.
Certain
Yeah.
areas,
yeah.
it's because in the U.S. like it's all one.
But that's
party
just
thing.
ignorance. That's just ignorance. They just think that Jews run the world, which we
That's
do.
so crazy. No,
Well, I have to admit, for instance, the first time I went to Israel,
Yeah.
for me it was shocking
Okay.
to see beggars on the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, there are Jews that are that poor?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's some kind of stigma there. It's
Mm,
true.
mm.
Some people think that Jews run the world.
Yeah, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, yeah.
It's true.
and it's so weird because if you say Jewish people, that's like 100 different kinds of Jewish people.
Exactly.
And
Well,
not
it's
all
like when
the-
you say black people.
exactly,
Yeah,
and
it's all-
but I think in Europe it's still a little bit scary. I mean,
Mm.
that people still have these kind of old that the Jewish people run everything.
No, right now it's becoming more anti-Semitic. Now.
becoming more
It's growing
anti-Semitic.
again on with the right. No?
It is so true.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's, I don't know if you've been following that, but there's a big issue on United Kingdom
Mm.
inside the Labour Party. Have you seen
Oh
that?
yeah. Because one politician is.
And it's the first time that the left is
Uh-huh.
acknowledging that maybe the left, specifically the left,
Right.
they have some
Have-
issues
with
and some
the-
problems facing the Jewish issue.
Yeah, yeah. It's happening a lot. But anyways, we could talk to you all day. But I
Yeah,
think
we have
we're-
to go.
our time is almost up.
We
yeah.
should go and leave the show, and all of us should go and make a movement towards peace.
I was going to make a movement, but not that type. Of I was going to go to the
Man,
bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to plug or tell our listeners about, or website or something to they can find out?
Where can they
maybe?
buy your book?
Yeah, where can they buy
Amazon?
your book?
Amazon, actually.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, there
Amazon.
you go.
Amazon.
Okay.
Ah, right.
Yeah. We'll
right.
like put a
I
link.
will.
link to
It's
the
in
book.
Catalan, but maybe
It's
some
okay.
listeners know how to
Yeah,
read
yeah,
Catalan.
no,
Why don't you
okay,
make it in
okay.
English?
Well, look, below web, the website where I work, there's a English version.
Yeah,
of it.
exactly.
So I'll
Okay.
send you a link.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Well, thank
Andreu,
you.
It's been great talking with
same
you.
here.
Yeah, and Mark,
Thanks,
it's been
Danny.
interesting to sit across from you as usual.
Christina's.
Thank you,
both.
Christina.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And
I feel bad because
why?
because there's two women here doing all the work.
This
is
the way
as
it should
usual,
be.
as
This is the
usual.
We're
future.
sitting on the sofa talking about
This is the
football.
future. This is the future.
Thank
Thank you, ladies.
But thank you so much.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
All right,
exactly.
everybody, take care. Have a great weekend. And now we're gonna listen to some real reggaeton. No, you didn't do
They're
it.
embarrassed.
You're not gonna do it today. Oh, all right. No reggaeton.
No, we're gonna go out with a favorite band of ours.
Okay.
Everybody's.
And who is it?
The Cure.
Ah, The Cure. Nice. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you in next week.
Bye.
We move like caged tigers, oh, we couldn't get closer than this. The way we walk. young, wide and bright, to we bite and scratch and scream all night. Let's go and throw all the songs we know into the sea. You and me, all the years that no one heard. I'll show you in spring, it's a treacherous thing. We miss you, yes, love us. We miss so wonderfully, 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 wonderfully pretty. Oh, you know that I do anything for you. We should have each other to tea, huh? We should have each other with cream.